Hi, I'm Amanda Vincent, and this is my persuasive speech on legalizing same sex marriage. I think that legalizing same sex marriage in every state would be beneficial to everybody personally. Other than gender, there is nothing different about a same sex couple and a heterosexual couple. They do not act differently towards one another, and they are not bad people. Falling in love is not a choice. What you are having for lunch is a choice. You do not choose to fall in love with somebody. It just happens. Same-sex couples love the same as heterosexual couples, and their feelings vary none. Homosexual individuals are born, not created. They do not think one day they're just going to be a homosexual for a while. They feel it their entire life. Whether they are brave enough to embrace it is different, but it is who they are. You hear people say all the time that it is disgusting or they do not want to see those sort of things in public. I have witnessed more disturbing, vulgar acts from heterosexual couples and people in general than I have ever witnessed in the presence of a homosexual male or female. Homosexual couples have been fighting for their rights for decades, and I believe that is why their marriages tend to last. They have fought for it and they will continue to fight for it. According to HuffingtonPost.com, divorce rates are lower in states that allow same-sex marriages compared to states that only allow heterosexual marriages. In the states that allow same-sex marriages, the divorce rate is 20% lower, Massachusetts having the lowest in the country. Being a same-sex couple comes with a lot of work, a lot of heartache, and a lot of wasted breath. They are people no different than you or I. They breathe, eat, and sleep just the same. They do not ask for anything but to be able to love who they want to love and spend the rest of their life with that person. When I see same-sex couples in public and they are openly together, it gives me joy because they are secure and they stand up and they fight for that person that they love. A strong person does not give up just because they are told they cannot do something. These men and women are fighting for their future, whereas every other couple can marry who they want, when they want, and it does not get second guessed. How is that fair? As Americans, we are entitled to constitutional rights. How is choosing who you can and cannot marry a right an individual possesses? Why is it that politicians have so much say so in what happens in the lives of Americans, but we have no say so in what they do in their personal lives? Sexual misconduct happens a lot in politics, and it's frowned upon, but having a loving marriage is illegal. There are a lot of things that once went on in this country that should not have, and a lot of people's rights have and were violated. Although it is not illegal to hurt same-sex couples, ultimately that is what the government is doing by withholding these rights to marry who they so choose. The government, by keeping a ban on same-sex marriage, has also given some people a false sense of entitlement to hurt these individuals for being themselves. According to FRC.org, homosexual and lesbian couples suffer from mental illnesses more than heterosexual couples. Although some would use that as instability and a reason for it to remain banned, I believe the rates are higher because they are shunned and put down far more than heterosexual couples. It also stated on this website that a study published in Archives of General Psychiatry showed that of two twins, the twin in a same-sex relationship was more likely to commit suicide than the twin in a heterosexual relationship. I believe this is also due to the fact that they are constantly in the spotlight of negative community members and feel unwanted or wrong for who they are. Another big deal within the confines of this debate is children. Whether or not a homosexual couple raising a child is bad for that said child, compared to a heterosexual couple raising a child. Parents are not perfect, and neither are children. Mistakes are going to be made, and sometimes how your child grows up depends on if you're willing to be imperfect. Being a good parent and raising a child right has no dependency on what sexual orientation you are. It has everything to do with what and how you teach that child. According to bu.edu, many studies have been conducted that show a child's well-being depends on their parents' sense of security, level of competency, and economic issues, rather than sexual orientation. The site also states that studies are small due to the lack of homosexual parents, but it is estimated that about 2 million American children are being raised by gay couples. A study was done on adolescent children of lesbian mothers, on their competency, social skills, school and academic achievements. The children scored high on this study, and it also showed that they had less social problems, such as rule breaking and aggressive behavior. They also took a personal testimony on their quality of life from the children themselves and found that they reported to be right along with the children with heterosexual parents. There were also studies done on adult children of homosexual and lesbian parents who reported their life to be no different than a child of heterosexual parents. Having children is a person's own personal right to choose. So why would anybody make it hard or impossible for somebody to have a child based on sexual orientation? These rights are not taken away from individuals who cannot support their child but continue to have them. So why take them away from somebody who desperately wants a child? Basically, what I'm saying is that it's morally wrong to take somebody's rights to be a parent away and also to love who they want. In conclusion, banning same sex marriage is not only unethical but borderline degrading. I say degrading because they cannot share the same last name as their child and partner, which is a big issue in most people's minds. If their partner should pass away because they're not technically married in most states, they are not entitled to anything. This could cause a major burden if the family is unsupportive and refuses to help, especially if there's a child involved. The ban on same-sex marriage does not just stay within the subject of marriage. It also relates to how these men and women are treated. They are looked down upon and made to feel inferior to others, and that is not how somebody should live their lives. Would you want to live your life in fear? I hope that the information I provided today may open some of your minds up to the possibility of same-sex marriage being recognized just as traditional marriage is. And I also hope that one day we will all be equals with the same rights that we are entitled to. Thank you for your time.